Good day, students, and good day, parents. This is basically a summary of the previous two lessons that we've had. I'm going to go through some of the answers and just recap on what we've done the previous few days. So this is a recap of what needed to be done for Sundays after Sunday's lesson, and then also for Monday's lesson that we have done. So this is then the PowerPoint that I have prepared. So what we needed to do up until now for Sunday and Monday is the following. On Sunday, we did the journal or the diary entry, and I gave you a work template to do your own journal or diary entry on. I hope you are making progress with this, and just to keep it safe in a bag or in a folder so that I can check it once we return to school. And then another piece of homework was the grammar book on page 89 and page 90, also page 91 up until 92. So those 4 pages, page 89 to 92 in your grammar book, was for Sunday's homework. And then on Monday, we did the Reading Street story on Horace and Morris. I showed you the video on the PowerPoint, and I also gave you the link. And then after that, I gave you the homework of the vocabulary words, which was the high frequency words, as well as your 2 comprehension exercises that I gave you. So now I'm actually going to go through some of the answers of the vocabulary exercise, which was in your readers and writers notebook on page 422. So these were the answers. If we have a look in the book, we go to page 422. The answers were as follows. Today we met at our clubhouse. So the first answer should be clubhouse. Number 2 was only our truest friends came. So this, we are doing this just to check your answers. You can check it yourself. If there are any corrections that must be made, you can make them. Just make an indication whether you answered the correct answer or you made a mistake, which is also fine, but I want to see some corrections. Going on to number 3, we wondered what to do is number 3. We wondered what to do. In number 4, then Max had the greatest plan. Greatest is number 4. Number 5, we would go on an adventure. Adventure is number 5. Number 6 answer, we had fun exploring. Exploring, number 6 on page 422. And the last one, number 7, we climbed into bed and fell asleep. These are the answers. Please check your answers for Readers and Writers Notebook, page 422. Then I gave you 2 comprehension exercises. The one was on page 423, which you had to complete for homework. These are the answers. There was a reading piece that we had to do. I'm going to quickly read through this and then answer the questions. Where's Shadow? One morning, Ricky went to Lenny's house. They were going to play the game checkers, but Lenny didn't feel like playing. His cat, Shadow, was missing. When Ricky heard this news, he almost started to cry. He told Lenny they should make lost cat signs and put them in places around the neighborhood. The boys found sheets of paper and crayons. Together, they made several signs. Ricky wrote the words, and Lenny drew a picture of Shadow on each sign. After they put up the signs, Ricky stayed at his friend's house for a little while. While he was there, a woman called. She had found a black cat in her yard, and the name Shadow was on his tag. So this is a story about someone, a little boy, a girl who lost their cat and then tried to make some efforts to find the cat again, and they made some signs and his friend helped him. So it's a story about Ricky and Lenny losing the cat Shadow. So now going through the answers, the question number 1 was, what is the setting of the story? Now I made a note here on the slide that when a story asks the setting is the place or the time of when the story takes place. So the story asks, the question is, what is the setting of the story? And the setting of this story takes place at Lenny's house. The setting is Lenny's house. Number 2, the question was, how did Ricky feel when he heard Shadow was missing? So the answer there is Ricky felt sad. This is the obvious feeling that we get through the story, that there was concern or sadness because of the lost cat. And number 3, the question here was, why did Ricky stay at Lenny's house and make signs? So remember, Lenny, it's Lenny's cat that was missing, and Ricky is the friend of Lenny. And this answer then brings us to Ricky wanted to help Lenny find Shadow. The friend wanted to help Lenny to find Shadow. So those are the answers for page 423. I'm going to continue to page 431, which was the other summary that we had to do for homework. If we can just page and read along with me. Field trip. Sarah was excited. Her class was going on a field trip to the museum. She couldn't wait to see all the paintings. She wanted to be a painter too. Miss Jabs, their teacher, had them each pick a partner. Sarah picked Ines. Ines was the quiet new girl. Sarah hoped they could be friends. The two girls sat next to each other on the way to the museum. When they got inside, they looked around the big entrance hall. Wow, look at how high that ceiling is, Sarah said. Yes, said Ines, and look at that painting. It's so tall. How do you think the artist painted the top? Miss Jabs overheard Ines. The artist stood on a ladder to paint that, she said. Cool, Sarah cried. I want to stand on a ladder and paint someday. Ines looked at Sarah and smiled. Me too, she said softly. So there are only 2 questions here, and the first question was, why is Sarah excited? And in the beginning of the story, it states that Sarah wanted to be a painter as well. So the first question is somewhere in this lines. It doesn't have to be exact as my answer, but she is excited to go to the museum because she likes to paint, or she wants to be a painter one day. Anything in those lines are fine for that answer. And then the second question was very easy. Which word below best describes Ines? And we can hear that she's a soft-speaking girl. She is very quiet, and she's not loud. So the best way, and she's obviously very friendly. So the best way to describe the friend Ines is shy. That brings us then to the end of the summary lesson that I have prepared. So we have gone through the answers of the summary, summarizing the words on 422, which was the high frequency words. Those are the answers again. And this is the answers for 423. And in the same book, in the Reader's Writer's Notebook, for page 431 is then brings us to the end of this summary lesson. If there's any questions, contact the school, and we will be more than happy to help you. Thank you.